All right, guys, really quickly, I just wanted to just talk really quickly and basically say what I think will happen in the draft. Of course, this isn't what I would do, obviously. I think what I would do and what I think would happen are just two different things. So I'm just going to predict what I think these NFL teams are going to do. I'm only going to do the first 10, 15 picks. So with the first pick, I think Tennessee, they're just going to get Cam Ward. It's either that or they've been making us think they're going to get him and they really want Shador, but they're going to take one of those two guys. They're going to take Shador or Cam Ward at number one, I believe. Unless there's another quarterback that they really love, and they do what the Giants did to everyone. Everyone thought that one year the Giants were going to take EJ, or not EJ Manuel, that quarterback that died on the highway. I forget his name from Florida State. But yeah, everyone thought that they were going to take him, but they ended up taking Daniel Jones, and everyone was shocked. Like, so don't be surprised if Tennessee does something like that. But we're going to stick with Cam Ward. All right, number two, I think Abdul Carter is going to go to the Cleveland Browns, and they're going to bring two great rushers coming at you. They're going to have Garrett and Abdul on the other side. And now they could put Jeremiah at the middle and let him run around the field a little bit more. So I think they could do that. Travis Hunter too. So it's either gonna be Travis Hunter or it's gonna be Abdul Carter going to the Browns because they could take either one. And for the Giants, they're gonna take whoever's left over. The Giants will take either Travis or they'll take Abdul. So my point is, it's either two or three, or one of those two guys. It's interchangeable. They can fit either one. And I think what's happening is these NFL teams, they're realizing there are quite a few quarterbacks, but we're going to grab them in the second round. I think we're going to see a ton of QBs get drafted in the first round late, and second round, third round, fourth round. We're going to see a lot of these quarterbacks get taken because these teams are getting smart now. They're like, all right, we don't see any great talent in this draft, so we got to take the best available, and we'll get our QBs after we build our team, which is how you should do it. You shouldn't get your quarterback without your team built, because who's going to block for him? Who's going to make plays for him? Like, I think it's better to build your team, the core of it, and then find the guy that makes sense after you know what you have. A lot of teams do it the other way, and then you end up not getting what he needs because you picked him first without knowing what would be around him. So I think teams are changing that around, at least for this year. All right, the fourth pick, New England. They got their quarterback. They need a lot of help at receiver, but they'll get that. There's so many receivers in this draft, guys. The Patriots will end up. I mean, they got Diggs, so that's good. So they maybe draft two more later in the draft, and they'll be able to play because this draft is a great receiver and running back draft, if nothing else. Those two positions are covered, and O lineman, D lineman are pretty good too. But yeah, so I think New England are going to get Will Campbell at left tackle. But the thing that scares people about Will Campbell at left tackle is his arms. He's got shorter arms, so that's concerning because you don't know if he's going to be able to get out and get hands on those great pass rushers that we have in the NFL. So that's the one thing. Mason Graham, I think he's going to get picked by Jacksonville. Their run defense was horrible, and they need help over there with Josh Hines Allen. So I think that'll help them a hell of a lot. But of course, with him too, he's got some, he's not as big as you'd like. He's not a tall guy, so that scares people with Mason Graham. But you know what? He's one of the best players, and he produced. All right, number 6 is the Raiders. Pete Carroll. He's a conservative guy. He wants a sure running back that he can, ride and rely on and carry the whole game. So, or I should be carried by the whole game, I should say. So I think he's going to go Ashton Genty here, even though they don't really have many receivers or, they have Brock Bowers. That's very good. They could build up their own line, Defense needs a lot of work, and they need wideouts. Like they really, really do. But I think they're going to go Ashton Genty here, and they get their running back, and then they'll figure out receiver after that. So I got Ashton Genty going number 6 to the Raiders. Number 7 to the Jets. They have receivers, right? They got their quarterback. They got their running back. Their defense is pretty damn good. I think they go tight end here because they get no tight end production. I got them getting Ty Warren. He's one of the better tight ends, easily top 3 tight end. They could go Warren or Loveland, either or. But I think the Jets are finally going to get themselves a premier tight end, something they haven't had almost ever, you know. So it's going to be Tyler Warren or Loveland from Michigan. Next, we got the Carolina Panthers. I think they're going to go pass rusher here because it's too early to go wide out. They need a receiver, but they'll get receiver next round, I think. They're going to roll with Bryce Young, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Who knows? Maybe they go quarterback here. Maybe they go Shador and say, you know what? Bryce, you had a good second half of the year, but we're going to keep you as a backup, a very good backup, because we're not believing in you. We're going to have you compete with Shador and let the best man win, and I could see that happening too. But if Shador doesn't go there, I can see them picking Jalen Walker. He's a pass rusher from Georgia because the Carolina Panthers need some pass rushing help. The only problem with Jalen Walker is he's only 6'1", 6 foot tall. So if he was 6'5", he'd be a top 5 pick, surefire. But it's that he's so short and smaller that, it makes you just think, is he going to work? Is he going to be good in the NFL? So that's why. All right, next, number 9. I think the Saints go O-line because they had one of the worst, top 5 worst O-line. Hence why Derek Carr was down and out. So they can go O-line there. Or Shador. So Shador can go 8 or the other guy, or Shador can go 9. So it's either Shador or this O-lineman, Kelvin, or I forget how to say his first name, but his last name is Williams. He's one of the better O-linemen. All right, next is Chicago. They've made some moves on offense. They got their O-line right? They got a tight end in Kmet. They got receivers. They might need a running back, but they can get this running back draft is just flooded, so they'll get a running back later. O-line is decent. They've been drafting the last few years O-linemen, and they ended up getting 2 guys this in the offseason, so their O-line is going to be fine. Defensively is where you would say this team needs help. Maybe get a D lineman and a DB and a linebacker for sure. So with this pick, I think they're going to go Will Johnson. They're going to get that cornerback, Will Johnson, second best cornerback in the draft behind Travis Hunter, if he declares as one. If Travis Hunter declares as a wideout, Will Johnson is the best corner in the draft. You know what I mean? It just all depends. So they already have Jalen Johnson. You pair those two together, you're locked down right there, and just start building other parts of your team. Next, San Francisco. I think other than Trent Williams, they're kind of not good on O-line at all. They need help there, and they ended up losing 2 guys. One of them was a backup, and another guy was a starter. So they're going to need some help there. And how much longer is Trent going to play for? He's turning 37. I think they're going to go Kelvin Banks here, who arguably is the best lineman in the draft. So now you got Trent and Kelvin Banks together. You need to keep Purdy upright, especially if you plan on signing him, which we don't know if they're doing yet. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out. That situation's been weird. So, I don't know if they should even sign him, but imagine, hear me out, guys. Imagine they pick Shador and just say, you know what, let's let them duke it out. Because, hear me out, guys, they haven't paid Purdy yet. So what does that mean? They picked him in the 6th or 7th round, so he's only getting 6th or 7th round money. So if they drafted Shador in the 1st round, that wouldn't really hurt their pockets. And what do you do now? You create a quarterback competition and let the best man win. One could say that Shador might run that offense better in San Francisco. He moves a little better. His arm might be livelier. He's younger. You know what I'm saying? So one could say Kyle Shanahan is looking the other way. I could also see Riley Leonard playing there, guys. Remember that guy we looked at that I said was the next Josh Allen? If Riley Leonard ends up with the 49ers in like the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, Brock Purdy, his time is numbered because Riley is bigger, stronger, and faster than him. It just comes down to, is he going to be able to see it happening on the field? That's all we have to know. But I went on a little rant there. But the point I'm making is I think the Niners are going O-line there or quarterback and get people off guard. All right, next we got the Dallas Cowboys. This is another team that should take Shedeur, trade up to the Titans or whoever you need to trade up to. You know, you trade up to, I don't know, take Cleveland spot, take anyone's spot. Or if you even want Cam, take the Titan spot. Give him Dak, right? Give him Dak and whatever. You take that first overall pick and see you later. Dak would make Tennessee good right away. Dak would hate himself for being there, but it is what it is. He'd get paid still. He'd get his money. He'd still be rich. You know, Dak will be fine. Don't worry about these players. If they get shipped off, it's whatever. Point I'm making is the Dallas Cowboys, this draft is going to make or break them. And we already know what they get with Dak. Dak is not going to win you a Super Bowl. So if you're rolling with Dak again, you're basically telling everyone we're not really trying to win the Super Bowl. So what they should do is trade up and get a quarterback, or if Shedeur is available, take Shedeur, or even Jackson Dart and make a QB competition. You know, you just have to, because you're not winning a championship with Dak. It's that simple. Next pick. Well, actually, hold on. So if they don't pick, I said what they should do and what they will do. Going Jerry Jones, so they're gonna get a running back. It'll be probably someone like Omarion Hampton, running back. So that's probably what Dallas will do. It's so Dallas of them to draft a running back in the first round. That's just what they do. They've been doing that since Jerry has been in office as the owner. Every single time there's a star running back at their pick in the first round, they always do it. That's just what the Cowboys do, man. Why would they do anything different? You know, why would they do the smart thing and build their future? Nope, they're going to get a running back who won't even be on the team in like 2 or 3 years because they ran him into the ground. So Dallas gets Omarion Hampton, the running back. All right, number 13, I think the Rams are going to trade up. Why? Because the Colts are probably going to take a tight end. So the Rams are going to trade up with Miami to take that spot. And they're going to take either Loveland, if he's available, or Ty Warren, whichever one. So Ty Warren or Loveland, if you know, it depends on who the Jets take. So I think that'll happen, and that'll move Miami back. And then the Colts will take. They'll take Membu. He's a third-ranked offensive lineman because they need offensive lineman help. And there's no reason to reach for another tight end. They do need a tight end, the Colts do. But at that pick, if Loveland and Ty Warren's gone, there's no one else that you should reach for that early that you can't get in the second round that won't be around the same. So you got to take the next best player at that point, and it's Membu. I can't pronounce his first name, but he's an O-lineman. He's ranked amazingly. They need help on the O-line, and he brings that for them. And we'll do the 15th pick. For the Falcons, they're fine on offense. I think they need to work on defense where they need a lot of help. And I saw linebacker from Alabama, Jahad Campbell, very good player, sideline to sideline, underrated player. Dude has a motor on him. And he just makes the Falcons better from day one. They need a lot of help on defense, but you can start there. You know, if Will Johnson was available, I'd say they'd get Will Johnson, because they need help at defensive back, because they have one good corner, AJ Terrell, but they could use another one. So I would say that. So if Will Campbell, I don't know why I keep calling him that. If Will Johnson, the cornerback, is sitting there and available for the Falcons, they will take him. If he's not there, they will get Jahad Campbell, in my opinion, or someone else. But that's how I think those 15 picks will go, guys. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and join me on the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.